again, another quick 4x6 card this time, and I'm using pattern paper from this Craft Market Create Paper 6x6 pad, and I have a photo that's just smaller than 4x4 with a little white border, and I'm just going to leave it without any other mat because it has that white edge. And then I think I'll cut two of these. Same paper that I used for a tiny little journaling box on the last card. And I'm going to go ahead and cut them as separate pieces and overlap them. Add some ink so I have some definition on the edges. And build up this little journaling space in the bottom right corner. Quite like a round element to go off the bottom here. I think I could come back to that wood grain pattern paper that I used before. Pop that there, cut off the extra. And I think I can repeat the thread here, and then I'll put another layer of some sort of embellishment and contrast on top. So add some adhesive in the middle there. My thread all loop-de-looped, but not too perfect and not too messy. It's a little bit of a balance. Then why don't I go ahead and use that star punch again with really bright paper for some contrast. That's a really saturated turquoise. The stars go with everything really, but I always seem to come up with a reason why I like a star. So in this case I'm going to journal about this particular movie. So stars go with movies. There's even stars on the poster from how many stars the critics gave it. So I can always find a way that stars are appropriate. This is 4, and this is actually the 14th week in the album. So I'd really like to add in a 1 there, if I can find a way to do it rather subtly. I don't want it to just be a giant 1, because then you might read it as just the 1 and not 1-4. I know I don't have a sticker in exactly the same color. I'm thinking these might work. These are some Amy Tangerine transparent number stickers. There we go. I don't want it to be hugely grabbing the focus, so I will add some other bits around this so that it fades into the background a little bit more. And I'll go ahead and add my journaling in a brown pen. The journaling helps all of that fade together a little bit, I think, and I'm just going to use those same letter stickers to add a subtle little title to this card. I'm not sure how legible it will be, and I'm okay with that because the information is all in the writing as well, but I thought it might be nice to have a little bit of some sort of title lettering down here to the left of all this embellishment and writing. And this card is all about how our local cinema runs a thing called the Big Screen, which is where you can take a baby to the cinema. They keep the lights on and the volume down so it doesn't scare the babies, and they mostly just sleep through it. and you get to watch the movies without worrying, so you kind of have something to look forward to going out and hearing actual words said by actual adults. So yeah, and this was the first time we had gone, and we saw Boyhood, which was basically the most perfect movie you could see with a teeny tiny baby boy on your lap. So yeah. And I've just realized that I've spelled this wrong. Okay, and it's not going to come off, so my options are to put the C from Scream in the middle, or to reprint and start again. I'm going to leave it like that. It's not perfect. It's definitely not perfect. Okay, a little bit of honesty. I shouldn't talk and spell with letter stickers at the same time. And I lived with it for a few minutes with the C just kind of crammed in there, and I didn't like it. But when I pulled them off, because this is not a proper lab print, this was just printed on my selfie printer at home. And that meant when I took the stickers off, the ink came with it. So I'm going to cover it up. Although I kind of like this texture, but I think it's way too obvious that I messed up. So I'm going to use that big label again, I think, because I wish I could use this small one, but it's way too small. So it's going to have to be this one. And I'll tuck it underneath this card here to make it a little bit smaller. And now I'm going to, I was going to see, does it work by putting them back on? It doesn't. So these need to go in the rubbish because they've got the ink on the back and you can't read them anymore. Thankfully, I have plenty on here because for whatever reason, I've had these in my stash and not used them. So this time, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to turn off the camera and I'm going to spell it correctly. Wish me luck. Okay, so far so good. It's spelled correctly at the moment. Just going to stamp the. Hopefully I can manage that on camera. There we go. The. Spelled correctly. And that's where this one is going to finish. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. I don't want to risk it anymore. So that's this one done, which leads me to the 3x4 cards on this particular page. That'll be in the next video. If you want to make sure you don't miss it, go ahead and click subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.